My sister refused to respect my boundaries, so I decided not to attend her wedding. Preface: I'm on mobile, so I apologize for any mistakes. Earlier this month, I came to the realization that I have been acting very reactively to my family. I've been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, so I make sure I try to really think about appropriate responses and reactions, but despite my best efforts lately, I've definitely been slipping. A couple of weeks ago, I texted my mom and sister on the family group chat asking for some space because there were instances, intentional or not, that left me feeling hurt and abandoned by them. I tried to communicate that this space was for me to think about whether this is how I actually felt or if it was my BPD brain. I was reassured that I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I communicated that I knew how much they did for me and I wanted to write to them. My sister got really angry with me and weaponized my relationship with my boyfriend and my want to regulate against me. She texted saying how much she's done for me and doesn't understand why I would need space. I agreed with her saying I didn't want to hurt anyone. She ended up getting angrier with me and uninvited me to her wedding. Now my sister and I have not had the best relationship. She's done some things to me growing up that have resulted in me being unable to trust, not being able to be comfortable in normal, consensual relationships, and just overall be an anxious, angry, and sad person. I try not to hold it against her, she was a kid too, but it gets difficult. I am trying to sort out the feelings through therapy. My sister has apologized through text, and I have also communicated boundaries through text. I don't forgive her though. Life is easier without her, and I don't feel a loss when not talking to her. My mom and my grandma want me to attend the wedding and be the bigger person. They want me to just move on when I can't. I can't even figure out what I feel. I don't want to attend the wedding, not because I'm being malicious, but because I don't want to be sad and pretend everything is okay. I'm tired of being the bigger person. Story 2. I, a 22-year-old female, have been with my boyfriend 24-year-old male have been together now for about 17 months, almost 2 years. Well, we both have 1-year-old daughters, soon to be 2 from previous relationships. Well, my boyfriend didn't meet my daughter until we had been together for almost 7 months. Soon after, because of some financial problems, he moved in with me and my daughter. He's an amazing stepdad and treats her as his own and has built a relationship with her. Me and her dad have not been together romantically since she was around 2 weeks old, and although he helps financially, he's not really there for her physically. It's usually only his mother. She'd get her on weekends or through the week, etc., but he'd never ask for her or was interested. He'd just end up seeing her because his mother asked. Well, fast forward to about a month ago, my boyfriend, who has now been around her since she was only about 8 months old, was walking to the car, and she called him daddy. It was a shocker to me because we'd never really talked about what she'd call him, but he was okay with whatever she'd be comfortable with. Well, recently my daughter was on video call with her grandmother, her dad's mom, and my boyfriend was walking to the car, and she overheard her call him daddy, and she was excited to see him. After this happened, I was told that it's not okay that she's calling him that since she has an active dad. I then told her grandmother that I don't see the problem. Unfortunately, he's the one around her more because we live together, and I never told her to call him that. I understand that as she gets older I'll have to explain the differences, but I don't see the need to get onto a 12-year-old for something she felt comfortable with doing. Am I the a-hole? Story 3. I am turning 16 in a couple of months. I chose not to invite 2 people from my friend group, Sarah and Jason, because they've been spreading rumors about me. Sarah and Jason were once close friends of mine. We shared secrets, laughed together, and generally had a great time. When they started spreading rumors about me, these weren't just harmless rumors, they were hurtful and damaging, and they caused a lot of drama within our friend group, such as me attempting to steal Jason away from Sarah and making moves on him. I did none of the sort. Despite their toxic behavior, Sarah and Jason are still part of our friend circle. But I couldn't bring myself to include them in my birthday celebrations. It's supposed to be a day of happiness and joy, and I didn't want their negativity to ruin it for me. My mom supported my decision and said I should surround myself with people who bring positivity into my life. But now I'm worried about the repercussions. Will our friends understand why I didn't invite Sarah and Jason? Or will they think I'm being petty and exclusionary? Aita for not inviting Sarah and Jason to my sweet 16 because they spread rumors about me? Story 4. I 22 female live 8 hours away from my hometown. I am going back for 6 days to pick up some baby house things my family has for my husband and I were expecting a baby and moving my 22 female, and I have been best friends since we were in the 2nd grade. I've moved from my hometown for about a year now, and since this move I feel like I've made more of an effort to stay connected, which I've brought to her attention before. Lately BSF has been telling me she misses me, but that's as far as that will go. She won't call or text often. I understand we're adults and have things going on that keep us busy. However, I have other people in my life with just as busy lives as BSF that have made more effort to stay in contact with me. I have told her on many occasions she's always welcome to visit as her visiting is much easier than me going home, but hasn't made plans to come, but does make trips with her other friends or boyfriend. I will admit because of this I have mentioned it less and less. I'll be back in my hometown next week and I want to tell her, but just feel like every time we hang out shouldn't be when I go back home to see my parents. So Wibta. Story 5. First of all, sorry for the long post, I just really need some help. Me 28 female and my mum 58 have a good relationship and I love her a lot. She is a great mum, we have good conversations and I enjoy her company. She is retired and lives at home with my brother and sister, whereas I live alone in my own home, not too far from her house. Despite us getting along so well, we have had one consistent problem for years now. She calls me 3-4 times a day and also texts me all day, asking what I'm doing, where I am, who I'm with, as well as sending me things on multiple social media apps, maybe like 5-6 Instagram posts a day. If I don't reply to her texts within 20 minutes, she texts me again saying, "Hello? Hello?" As if I'm purposely ignoring her, even though I've told her I don't go on my phone at work. I work full-time as a nurse, so my shifts change all the time and are often long. At least once a fortnight, she turns up at my house at about 1 in 112 to check that I'm alive, because I've had a lie-in and have been asleep when she's tried to call text me. I have tried to communicate to her several times that I need space, and I also go to work full-time. I don't know what to do. I understand that she just does it because she loves me and I love her, but I feel as if this is affecting my mental health. I have had a diagnosis of severe depression since I was 17, and I'm currently stable on meds, and I don't want anything to ruin that. Every time I've tried to talk to her about it, she becomes defensive and tells me I'm ungrateful and says, "Sorry people care about you," sarcastically. If I tell her she's affecting my mental health, I'm scared I'll upset her. My brother, sister and friends all think it's too much, and I feel as if I will never be able to be my own independent person because she will always treat me like a child. She also turns up unannounced anyway, and when she is here she moves things around in my home and says, "It looks better there." She texts me asking me when my days off are followed by, "I'll come over then and we can go through your bills, bank statements, etc." I don't let her do this anymore. I just feel like I can't have my own life and she doesn't see me as an adult. Wibta, if I told my mum the whole truth? Any advice would be much appreciated.